But the one thing I want to say about overtaking, and I'm going to preface this a lot with, I don't like boring races either. I would love to see every race be like the race this weekend. I like exciting MotoGP races. But if you need a race to have lots and lots of overtaking to be exciting to you, you don't know very much about the sport you're watching. I'm going to say that again. I like exciting races. I like overtaking. I like this last week in Coda was a treat. It was an amazing race to watch because of how competitive it was and how close these guys were together. But I will say this again. If you need is the operative word here. If you need a race to have lots and lots of overtaking for it to be exciting to you, you don't know anything about motorcycle racing. And this is a point I come back to a lot. All sports are boring if you don't understand them. It's the knock on all sports. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do a series on the TikTok channel about how every sport is boring at its nature, because if you don't understand it, it's just guys playing with the ball for the most part. Think about it. Most of soccer, most of the game, is played in the middle of the field, and it's just a bunch of dudes kicking the ball around the middle of the field. Nowhere near the goal. Nowhere near where it has the opportunity to score. So if you don't understand what they're doing, you don't understand that they're setting up plays, they're setting up to make runs into the scoring area, you don't get it, it's going to be insanely boring to you. Same thing with baseball. Have you ever been to a baseball game that was like what they call a pitching duel, where both pitchers are just on fire? Maybe they're both pitching a no-hitter, and neither team can hit. That is the most boring baseball game in the world, unless you understand the chess match that is pitching. So if you understand the game, you can appreciate it. And this was really brought to my attention as it has to do with jiu-jitsu. So in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, white belt matches, so basically novices, white belt matches are really, really exciting because they are wild, they're unpredictable, these kids throw each other around, they take big chances. Those are the most fun matches to watch because there's a lot of action. As you go up the ranks, as you get up to experts, you get to black belts. Black belt matches in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu are insanely boring to watch if you don't understand the chess that's being played. Because it's just kind of two people hugging each other on the floor. Because they know just the smallest move can be taken advantage of and could cause you to lose. And black belt matches in Jiu-Jitsu are boring until they're over. And so I compare that to MotoGP. There's so many races that, oh, this is a really boring race. And it's like, I know, but did you understand the chess that was going on the track? Did you understand the management of fuel, management of tires, the management of pushing versus holding back? Taking risks and understanding the championship versus this race. And I think a lot of people are going to be upset that I'm saying you don't know anything about racing. And you can like racing without knowing anything about it. You can like sports. Go into any sports bar on a Sunday in America and listen to football fans talk about football. They don't know anything about the sport. Oh, that was a penalty? Yes. Yes, sir, that was a penalty. I'm not saying I know everything about the sport. I'm as big an expert as I can be by spending part of my time really obsessed with MotoGP. But when I watch a race, there's a lot of anticipation in every corner. These guys are riding so fast they could crash in every single corner of the racetrack. Every move is a potential crash. So there's a lot of anticipation. And does that anticipation always pay off into crazy overtakes and crashes and really exciting, flashy things? No, it doesn't. It doesn't always do that. Sometimes it does. Sometimes we get coda, just like we had last week. Sometimes we get that. Sometimes we don't. So if you're the type of motorcycle fan and you find yourself saying, oh, that race was really boring, maybe go back and watch and listen and understand the chess that's being played, because it's not boring. It just wasn't exciting to the amateur eye.